Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm doing some nails inspired by some coasters that I found. I found the picture on Pinterest, and then looking further into it, I found out that there's someone on Etsy that sells them, and I thought they were really cool. They're like neon, they're like clear, and then they have like neon colors on them and a little bit of glitter as well. And I thought it would be cool to try and do like a nail set kind of based on those. So that's what I'm doing here. I just pulled out a bunch of different neon colors from Nail Reserve. I do have a discount code with them. I think it's 50% off, but you have to purchase at least 2 items from them. I don't know. I have it written down in my description below. I also have an affiliate link with them that is also in my description below. So if you do purchase through the link, it will give me like a small commission. I'm pretty sure if you just use the discount code as well, it will give me a small commission as well. I don't know. I don't really know how all that works, but I do know if you purchase through the link, it will like give me a small commission. But don't feel the need to buy anything if you don't want to. I know Nail Reserve is a little pricey, but like I said, if you buy 2, I think it's like 2 polishes from them, it's 50% off. So it's kind of like you're getting one of them for free, I think, I don't know. Anyhow, moving on to the actual nail art. I'm just going around right now and doing the outline on the nails. So I'm starting with the blue color, which I think this is Sail Away from Nail Reserve, and they don't have this color anymore on their website. I actually don't know if they even have the other colors that I used as well. I'm pretty sure they have electric green and electric yellow, which I think that's the green and yellow that I used. If they have them, I'll link them down below for anyone who's interested. But anyhow, I'm just going around the perimeter of the nails and just adding on where I want the blue to be. And then I move on to the other colors. I did green, yellow, and pink. I'm trying to think, did I do purple? I don't think I did purple. I think in some of the spots where like the blue and the pink are next to each other, it mixes and makes purple. I don't think I pulled out the purple, just blue, green, yellow, and pink. So I just go around and do that, and then I also add on that glitter polish there that I pulled out. I did get that glitter polish from my local nail supply store. I think I tried to find it before, like on the internet or whatever. Like I tried Googling it to see where you can buy it, and it's just like nail supply stores that pop up where you can buy it. I don't know. Again, if I can find where to buy it, I'll link it down below. But so like I said, I'm just going around doing that, and I don't care in between any of the colors because where they meet, like they kind of blend into each other. You could see kind of on the coasters that, like, you know, the blue and the pink, when they meet, they kind of mix and make a little bit of a purple, and then like the yellow and the blue, they make green and whatever. And like the yellow and the pink make orange and all that. So they do kind of flow and like merge and blend into each other to create like that secondary color there. So that's why I didn't care in between doing each color, so I could get that mix and like blend there where the 2 colors meet. And I'm just doing these kind of random. So like as you can see on the blue, like on that pinky one, I kind of just did up near the cuticle. And then on the ring finger, I did like the free edge, and then on this one here, I did kind of like the free edge and going up the side a little bit. So I was just kind of doing it randomly and like randomly placing the colors and adding different amounts on each nail. And I did do that for each color. Apparently I didn't record doing the pink or the yellow, but I did do the green and the glitter. I don't know what happened there. I must have like got up or something, like stopped the recording and then got up to go do something and then came back and forgot to hit record again. But anyhow, so you can just kind of see what I'm doing. And here with the green, you can kind of see like where I blend in the green into the yellow here to create that little blend there. And like I said, all of these colors are uncured on the nail. It just makes it a little bit easier to blend them together and to kind of create like a mix of the two colors there. But if you are more comfortable with flash curing in between, then you can obviously flash cure in between. But then after I got all of the different colors and the glitter on the perimeter of the nails, I do go ahead and cure for a full 60 seconds. And I know for the glitter, like on the actual coasters, they look like they're made of resin. I'm pretty sure they are made of resin. So the glitters that were used in there, they were like those little like 4-pointed hollow star glitters, I think. Or they might have just been regular hollow star glitters. But I wasn't going to take like, I do have some of those hollow star glitters, but I wasn't going to take them and like try and lay them on the edges or like on the actual nail itself. I just felt like that was going to be a little too difficult. So I did just take like this clear glitter polish that I have and used that instead. It's not an exact match to the glitter that's used on the coasters, but also, like, I wasn't really trying to make them look exactly like the coasters. Like, this is just kind of inspired by them a little bit. So, I wasn't trying to do exactly like the coasters. I will say the glitter is a little hard to see, like, on camera because it's a clear base with a little bit of glitter. Like, it's kind of like a topper almost, but it's not like a top coat, so it does cure with the sticky layers. So it's just for, like, if you want to add a little bit of glitter on top of a color, or if you're doing like a clear glitter nail or something like that. So it's not really super packed with glitter, so I was kind of having to, like, strategically place this on and kind of dab it on and move the glitters around to get them to sit the way that I wanted them to sit. And like I said, on camera here, it is a little difficult to see the glitters right now. It kind of just looks like I am painting on, you know, clear polish, like a top coat or a base coat or something. But I promise there are glitters in there, and you will see those glitters at the end. And now for the middle part of the nails, I'm taking those same colors and just doing, like, the random spots in the middle. So I'm starting out with the glitter polish first, because for the other spots I am going to be using a blooming gel, and I didn't feel like using a blooming gel for the glitter polish was going to work out. So I'm just taking that glitter polish and applying it in random areas on the nail. And then once I get that on, I do go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And now I'm taking my blooming gel from Born Pretty. I think it's like watercolor gel or something like that is what it's called, but it is just blooming gel. And I am applying that to the entire nail, and then I'm taking my dotting tool and just taking the blue, pink, yellow, and green and dotting those on in random spots to kind of give, like, those color blobs that are on the coasters. While I was doing this, I felt like the blooming dots were looking really good, and like it was kind of matching pretty well to kind of how the coasters were looking, because like the blobs on the coasters are kind of more like organic type of blobs, and I don't know, I thought doing the blooming gel would help with that a little bit. Did I just use purple? I think I used a purple on for the one of those dots. I don't know. Anyhow, so like I said, I was thinking that the blooming dots were going to kind of give me the same effect as those blobs that are on the coasters. But really, I think I probably should have just kind of like painted them on, or like used my dotting tool and like made little random blobs, because if you look at the coasters and you look at the dots that I did, like the coaster ones, they kind of look more like lava lamp blobs, you know, where they're kind of like flowing almost, and they look kind of lumpy and bubbly and whatever. And I feel like with the dots that I did with the blooming gel, like they don't really give that same effect. But also I do really like the blooming gel dots and how those came out. So I mean, you could do either. You could do the blooming gel dots, or you could, you know, strategically paint on the dots to look more like the blobs that are on the coasters. But after I got the dots on and let them bloom out as much as I wanted them to, I did cure them real quick. I think I did like a 30-second cure or something, just to hold them in place and to make sure that they weren't spreading out anymore while I moved on to the next nail. And then once I got it all done, I did go in and cure for a full 60 seconds. And something that I didn't do that I should have done, and you're gonna see this in the end, was I didn't wipe off the edges after applying the blooming gel and letting the dots spread out. You'll see whenever I do like marble designs or something and I use the blooming gel, I always wipe the edges off, because when the polish spreads, it does kind of push it out towards the edges, and then the edges of your nails can get kind of lumpy and bumpy from the gel, you know, flowing and pushing out like that. And I didn't realize that it was actually doing that while I was doing these nails, because, you know, I wasn't adding as much gel and I was just doing these dots in the middle. So I wasn't really thinking about the blooming gel like being pushed out to the edge and making the edges all lumpy. Also, like, this is blooming gel is clear, so I couldn't really see it very well. And I wasn't really paying attention very much either. So I do recommend, if you're going to do something like this, or if you're using blooming gel, always make sure you wipe the edges off. Even if you're just doing something like this where you're doing the dots in the middle and you're not doing like a whole nail of marble, or like doing dots all over the nail or something, I always recommend to wipe off the edges of the nails after using blooming gel, because like I said, it does spread and that polish does push the blooming gel out, and the blooming gel on its own does kind of just like flow around a little bit. So always make sure you're wiping off your edges, and like I said, at the end you're gonna see that lumpiness around the edges because I didn't wipe it off. I could have filed it or like buffed it a little bit at the end to try and clean that up, but I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling kind of lazy and just wanted to hurry up and get this set done real quick, so I didn't do all that. But if you don't wipe them off, you definitely or you want to make sure you're wiping them off before you cure. But if you don't, file the edges at the end to get rid of that lumpiness. And now I'm just taking my shiny top coat from LGN and applying that to all of the nails. And after I get that applied, I do go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. I didn't top coat the underneath of the nails. And usually with clear nails like this, you do kind of want to top coat them to make them like extra clear. But again, like I said, I wasn't really feeling doing this and I wanted to just hurry up and get it done, so I didn't top coat the underneath. Also, I was like, I'm just doing these as press-ons for the video, like it's just for video purposes. I wasn't wearing them for an extended period of time or anything. Like if I were to wear these, like if I were to put these press-ons on and like wear them out or something, I would have definitely top coated the underneath. Or even if I did them on myself, like I would have top coated the underneath to make sure that the clear part of the nail stayed nice and clear. And it, like I said, the top coat just kind of makes it a little extra clear. Like it's already clear, but the top coat just kind of helps it remain clear the entire time that they're on. But like I said, for video purposes, I really don't care about taking that extra step of top coating the underside of the nails. Like if it's just gonna be to show how to do a different nail art or something like that, and I'm just gonna put them on for a couple seconds to take my finishing shots. But yeah, if you are doing these on yourselves, or if you make press-ons and you are doing something like this to sell to people, I definitely recommend top coating the underneath just to make sure that it all stays nice and clear and clean the entire time that they are being worn. And this is the finished result. These are a super fun set. Like I said, the dots don't really look like how the dots do on the coasters themselves, but I think it worked out really well, and like they still look super fun and super cute. And like I said earlier, you can see the lumpiness there around the edges. You can see it more in my finishing shot, like when they're on my hand, you can really see the lumpiness. But overall, I'm happy with this set. I think it's really cute and fun. This is a fun summer set with all the neon colors. And I mean, you could do this with any kind of color and make it fit into whatever, you know, season it is. You could do fall colors, Christmas colors, Halloween, Valentine's Day, whatever. There's all kinds of things you could do with them. I will say though that these neon colors look kind of dull and more pastelish here on camera, like underneath my filming lights. But then when you see them in person, or when you see them in my finishing shots, like the colors look a lot more bright and neon and vibrant, which is how they look in person. I've stated before how like my ending shots where they're out when I'm outside, like that is how the nails always look in person. I don't know, I think it's just the natural lighting helping to show you what the colors actually look like versus being underneath my filming lights. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.